because all AI is a compounded algorithm of human thoughts. That's all it is. There's no fucking brain coming up with anything. It's somewhere along the line, some fucking nerd put, you should call the police. Some fucking nerd put, you should take a breath. Like, and then it's a huge algorithm. That's all AI
Sure.
is. So, and I would always say, if somebody calls me and says this shit, I go, you got to call the police. You got to report it to the fucking gym. And I have to do that as a lawyer because I'm not, if I don't say that and somebody kills you, like theoretically, I've done legal malpractice by giving you wrong advice.
Right.
So you have to overdo it with the advice. If you're asked as a professional, I would assume it's the same way with AI. But I do think it's fucking incredibly interesting. Like the sentence you just said that you asked AI if what you were doing is right. So you are solving or at least taking input on ethical and moral complicated questions from a fucking machine. I think it's fucking very interesting.
Hey. Greetings to all our fellow Funklers out in Funkler land. We're at Atomic Barber Company.
Funkler land sounds like a fun place.
It does, man. To my right, the infamous Niklaus Sadul. What's your Bartleby jury selection and Orlando Trivia Nick at Fiddler's Green on Wednesdays from 7 to 9? Woohoo!
Oh, look at you. Yep. 7 to 9, Wednesday nights, Fiddler's Green. Right. Check it out.
And to my left, PR Pergasin.
That's me.
Romania.
So, Pergasin Romania.
PR has the Allstate Insurance Agency next door to Atomic Barber Company here in beautiful Hannibal Square, Winter Park, Florida.
With the new wooden floor in the meeting room.
That was insane yesterday, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You mean like they're making a racket?
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And as always, the wizard and super producer, Eduardo.
We got a new setup. How you feeling over there, PR? Like Trevor looks already totally fucking at ease.
So when
you don't yet. So
when he said to the right, I was just about to say something. I was like, okay, no, you're not on the right this time around.
We're still in the same direction from from each other.
Yeah.
So that hasn't changed.
Yeah, that
You're
hasn't
still
changed.
on his left. You were on his left.
Yeah.
Before.
So I'm still looking at you though, Nick, and I'm gonna try and make some eye contact with Trevor. But anyways, we'll try it out.
I think it's better for when like you're yelling at me that we're further away so that you feel the need to even yell at me.
Now hang on,
louder.
can you remind me when have I ever yelled at you? I think it's the other way around.
Okay, everybody knows. No. Absolutely not. Anytime I talk about how terrible having children is, you immediately
I put my hand up. Yes.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's
yes.
that's the only time really.
I don't yell. I have kind of a superpower where it's rare that I ever have to raise my voice. I can talk in a normal voice to you and make you feel worse than I ever do when I yell, which is fantastic. It's something where I'm like, I'm not yelling, but my voice is loud, but I'm not actually yelling. I'm not animatedly yelling. And I wasn't the day we were talking about how terrible kids are, which I just got off a flight, by the way. No kids. It was fucking rad.
There you go.
First class?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. What do you think this is?
Yeah, I think it's I have to say that in all the years that I've traveled, I've not had a bad airline experience. You know, it's. But I guess that if you are looking for
We're not getting back into this. You explained a fucking
No, I'm not talking
nightmare.
about kids. I'm saying anything. I mean, you know, very often you do get on a flight, and I think that if you're looking for it, you're going to find a bad experience. I'm typically one that gets on a plane. If the flight's delayed, you know, if the hostess is going to be awful, you know, there was a guy, I was sitting right up front, you know, where the restroom is, and the guy that was next to me had his foot up on the kind of the front wall, you know,
barefoot.
No, with his shoe on. No, he was my business partner, so he's got his foot up there, and so the hostess comes up and says to him, you know, you need to put your foot down, and I found that to be an odd request. But he was, he probably would have reacted like the way you would, and he was very pissed off. I didn't find that a reason to be irritated at all. Would you get angry if the hostess said to you, "Put your foot down"?
I would never. So you're in the front row.
Yeah,
of
right
first
in the
class,
front
meaning
row.
that
You
have
know
nothing
where you
to-
got that wall. Like,
Yeah, I would not put my feet on that wall. I think that's ridiculous behavior.
yeah, I think it is.
I think it's totally normal for a flight attendant.
Yes.
I love our difference. Hostess means a 15-year-old working at Chili's in America. When you say hostess, you're either talking about ding-dongs, the food, hostess, donut cakes, or hostess is a 15-year-old girl at Olive Garden taking
So,
you to your
you know,
seat.
back in the
So
20s
flight attendant, if I had my feet, if somebody was behaving in that manner, I would totally expect a flight attendant to tell them to put
back in the 20s when I first started flying, we used to call them air hostesses, and I
Well,
still call them that.
Back then, they didn't even have windows on the airplanes because it didn't go high enough to require it, and you sat in little baskets. So that's a different scenario. Shot time. You guys ready?
Yeah. Have you guys heard that it's bad luck to cheers with water? And do you know where it's derived from by chance?
Yeah, it's an old Celtic myth from Saint Lame
Are you
Cheers,
making
anyway.
Lameo.
Are you making shit up right
Yes,
now?
of course I'm making shit up. It's fucking lame to cheers with water, I think. Like,
There's actually like a history.
pregnant women, I'd give a pass.
There's a history to not cheer. If you're not drinking and you have water, you're not supposed to cheers with water.
I tend to agree
Is
with
there is there like a now like a new accepted norm where you don't actually go ching ching where you with your glasses? It's like it's seen to be not as sophisticated where you can you don't want to.
There's a lot of new norms with this
Because
the new
I
stupid
actually
generations.
like whenever I go to Vinia and if I meet you,
shit
I'm gonna
like
go
that.
ching ching. We're gonna touch glasses. Have you heard of that, or am I?
I do find it. I don't know. My first thought right now is that I do think it's a little bit more intimate, more with my close friends that I would actually touch glasses and make it a point to do that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if we're at fucking the Hop, I'm gonna go cheers and just
Yeah,
put it up
yeah.
in the air.
Yeah.
I do know if you're at a big enough table, let's say it's like a dinner, it's to the people like the immediate person left, right, and it passes around.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
And so
I like
as
that.
long as everybody touches with left and right, it can go
Yeah.
around the table. And eye contact is huge. If you don't make
Yeah.
eye contact when they're cheersing, you're
So
Like
30
we
years-
established
30
last
years
week,
of bad
Trevor,
sex.
you just walk around you're just staring people in their eyeballs
Hey,
all the time anyway.
And naturally, when you came in to get your haircut this last week, we had eye contact, and I gave you the winky deal.
You did.
When you walk past my office window the other day, I thought it was Wednesday, but you were walking past on a Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it messed up my week a little.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on Jordan's schedule. Sometimes
Right.
it's got to be Tuesdays. Sometimes it's got to be Wednesdays. I prefer Wednesdays because then it's a fresh cut for trivia,
Yeah.
But so, sometimes it's a Tuesday, whatever.
Hey, I have an epic story that I want to paint. I want to take you on a journey. And I'm trying to think about how to consolidate it as much as possible to fit it into our time frame. At the same time, there's multiple aspects to this story that I'd like to convey and have you guys weigh in on as I tell it.
Sure.
I don't want to tell the whole thing. I mean, it's a pretty girthy story.
I love girth, so girth me.
Girth is kind of like referring to what you were describing earlier.
Fill me with girth.
Hostess. Girth can only be describing ships or one other thing.
Or the gauge of your penis.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, or now my conversation.
Yeah, but with fucking PR's the wackadoo accent, it probably also means like I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I feel so girthy right now.
So you guys know that I'm doing the gym rat thing and that there's etiquette, but there's also like just standards that I've created. I think they're socially acceptable, but one of them is picking up weights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have over the years, probably 20 years,
Define
gone,
picking up weights first.
Yeah,
before
like
you get to the next part
if
of
you
your story.
grab dumbbell, a barbell, and you use it, you put it back in its
Got it.
place.
So when you say picking up, cleaning up the weights after you're done.
Yeah.
using it. Got it.
If you put plates on a machine or on a barbell, you take the weights off and clean everything up,
Yep.
right? So over a very long, over 2 decades, I've been nitpicky about people cleaning up their weights, and I've mentioned something to them over the years. And as I've come into this next iteration of my health.
The next form of the cocoon.
I'm spending more time in the gym, and it's important to me to have a clean. The gym's a sacred space to me. It needs to be clean. It needs to be safe. So I have mentioned in the last 8-9 months to, I don't know, a handful of people. You could see them use something, leave it. I'll walk over to them after they've left their area, and I'll say, "Hey, you need to break down your stuff." This has been a psychological, egotistical exploration because I'm realizing that certain types of people, I won't even think twice and I'll go up and say this, but other people, it takes a lot more for me to prepare how I'm going to address them.
Can I ask, is that because you look at somebody and you think, this is actually a question that I'm now realizing I'm asking you to get to shine into your. Yeah. I'm trying to shine into your personality is what I'm trying to do. So is it because you look at these people and you go, I think they probably just forgot and they're going to be easygoing about this. I'm going to let them know. Or is it that you look at them and that something about their demeanor is the opposite, that you think that they're going to be a fucking pain in the ass?
Yeah, that's hard to say.
You don't know why. You just, some people you have no problem running up to and saying, "Hey, change it or fix it."
No, it has to do with hierarchy and how I perceive somebody as being potentially alpha or want to be alpha or not.
Okay.
So without a doubt, when you enter into gym circumstances, there is alpha males at any given time, and then those switch out based on time of day and everything. Like, the roles change. It's really interesting to sit back and watch the deal.
If you see somebody and if you perceive them to be alpha, would you think twice?
Oh, yeah. And so that was this exploration.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say that if you look at somebody and if they look to be a, kind of a tourist, you would go up to them and say, "Hey, listen, just letting you know."
Like the way I picture PR at a gym.
You need to...
a headband, and like a pink shirt, like a bright 80s pink shirt with the leotards on the outside.
If they're a tourist, I get pretty nasty.
Yeah, so I'm saying if they're a tourist, you want to say something. If it looks like a person that is a regular...
Yes, different story.
A different story. You probably just let it go by.
This makes me want to go to your gym wearing like a fanny pack and a camera around my neck when you say tourist.
The thing with perceiving... And typically the ones that are there regularly because you see them all the time. The problem with saying something to them is now you're going to see that person every morning.
Oh, yeah.
And it just puts too much of kind of stress on that relationship.
Precisely where I'm going.
Oh, okay. Carry on.
Carry on.
My rules are now and of recent that so many people are leaving their shit out. I don't have time to fuck around with it. And my newest rule is I'm not going to say anything unless I'm going to use that equipment in the next couple of minutes. And if somebody has blatantly left their shit on the deal, I've seen them left their gear out, and I'm going to use that machine, my rule is I need to say something.
So before recently, your rule was like...
If I saw somebody using a machine and they left it and I wasn't going to use it, I would say something.
Wow. Okay.
Well, the gym I'm in is very small. It's very boutique.
It's not that small. I worked out there.
It's not like it's not like a box gym.
It's not like at an apartment complex or at like a Hilton Garden Inn. It's big enough.
Yeah.
That do you use the huge squat machine that was in the back corner? All right, well then that's a bad example. Let's say you didn't use that huge squat machine because that's in the corner.
You would
have gone up to somebody and been like, "Hey man, put it away," even though you're not going to use.
Yes, and I'll tell you why is because there are 3 old ladies there that I know can't lift 45-pound plates, and I like those old ladies and I like talking to them. And I know that some young punk that comes in and leaves the machine loaded,
God, Trevor the Avenger,
is
bro.
fucking
you're like a vigilante.
Deal.
Saving little old ladies.
It's just common courtesy. So
I mean, you don't get any disagreement from me on that.
So I have told a lot of people. Let me get to the nitty gritty.
To the meat.
One guy kept leaving plates on an easy bar, and I was always getting ready to use it. I don't know if he's doing this intentionally.
All right, so for us normies.
It's like a
plates on an easy bar. I'm
like a
assuming
bicep
means
curl bar.
An easy bar though is it the one that's shaped like a zigzag?
Yeah.
All right, so it's shorter zigzag for use with biceps.
Yes.
And plates are weights.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Continue.
Hey, you're doing a good job.
I mean, I'm good at making inferences. Yes.
Yes. So
if I was at your gym, I'd probably be viewed as a beta, would be my guess.
So
by my questions alone.
This guy keeps doing it, and it's directly before I'm getting ready to use the easy bar, and this is going on for 3 or 4 months. The guy is intimidating. So I know
he's alpha.
I don't know, and the story will unfold whether he is or isn't, or presenting himself as is or isn't.
Would you see yourself as being alpha?
Yeah,
he's the alpha of the alphas.
Okay.
He's telling the alphas what to do. That's the point of this whole story. But continue.
The alpha speaking to other alphas.
So
King Alpha.
He likes the fact the more alpha the other people are makes him feel better because he's the alpha of those alphas.
King Alpha.
This is interesting. So, and it's gonna get better. This gets juicy. So
I can't wait.
Months I'm thinking about this, and I think this is a important point to mention. This guy is a jiu-jitsu instructor.
Gotcha.
What's his name? Fucking Chad?
I don't want to reveal. Yeah, let's call him Taekwondo Doug.
Taekwondo Doug. All right, cool.
So I'm thinking, literally building up to this, it gets my adrenaline going to think about mentioning him cleaning up his weights.
Right.
But I've told so many other people in my mind, if I'm going to tell all these other people, why am I stopping at this instance? And do I need to work through this psychologically, emotionally on my own? Is this something that I need to overcome?
This is great. It's like an 80s movies montage of
Did
him
you consult with ChatGPT and ask for their advice?
No. After, yes. after everything happened, yes.
You know that Yeggs has got built an app that you could consult with.
Okay.
It'll tell you. I mean, Ed is very familiar with it.
It's trained on your values, so you can go in and say, these are the things that are important to me. I like order.
That's a big enough thing that,
and it will recommend,
and then it tells you what to say and how to go about it.
Through my psychology studies, I should have hit the thread with it, but they just released a paper on how people are doing that and how fucking shockingly bad for you it is. But I'll send you guys the paper. It is not good for you to do that, but I'll send you guys the paper. You can read it. Either way, didn't mean to.
So I thought
we will digress. That's what the show's about.
I had fun challenging myself to think of many different ways to approach or contact this person about leaving the weights out, and seriously, every day for months.
Is this person bigger than you?
No.
Smaller?
I mean, probably about same height, but and now we're probably even in muscle tone and body fat.
Okay.
Which, on a side note, I have been researching as I get stronger, perceivably stronger. Technically, other alphas will challenge me more.
Of course.
Which I have been noticing lately. And I'm trying to figure out if I'm acting a different way.
Yes.
And or if it's just like a visual perception.
I mean, us hosting a trivia show together and me seeing you a couple times when I get my hair cut and shit, I mean, your behavior has changed as you've continued on.
In a more aggressive way?
I would say impliedly aggressive. I don't think you're not like giving me a wedgie or anything like that. You know, it hasn't gotten to that level of aggression.
But I think you're more aware of your physique, and as a result, you kind of
confidence.
You show it off. Yeah.
Dude, this is not a negative thing.
Yeah,
this is part of your journey.
Right.
You're becoming more aware of how you're in better shape, and people will pick up on it, which is something that people who are on the lookout, like the short man syndrome, short dude walks into a bar where he doesn't really know anybody. He's been drinking. He goes up and starts fucking with the tallest, baddest looking guy there just because he's got short man syndrome.
Yeah, it's prison rules.
Yeah, there you go.
So I put my mind
but...
to this, knowing that he is a martial arts instructor, and I had fun going through my first iterations of the exploration were, and kind of an understanding of how I've been raised and what I'm trying to undo is I went to a shameful place. And so I do have this guy's phone number. And I thought, all right, let's not do a face-to-face deal at the gym. That could be embarrassing. That could, if I do it in front of people, it could.
No, sorry. Can I ask, how did you get his phone number? Did you stalk him?
I mean, don't be careful. He's trying not to get everybody in the world to know who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah.
So.
No, I know, but I'm saying that,
about that.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so you didn't stalk him. You
No.
kind of just know the number.
No.
Okay.
At some point, we exchanged numbers, and he's a jiu-jitsu guy. I think he's trying to get business to come to his gym and shit like that. So my first iterations were automatically shameful. Just the knee-jerk gut reaction would be, pick up your shit. What would your students think? I know that's not appropriate.
ChatGPT said don't say that.
Right. But it was fun to work through it and understand that
Nick's book would have said don't say that either.
Well, but I understand now that I automatically go to a shameful place when I want to scold somebody instead of thinking of it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So after months, I came to the conclusion that I was going to send him a picture of the left out weights and a message that says, do the right thing. Iron sharpens iron. I thought that was a motivational, inspirational way to say you're impacting my workout, and without attaching shame to it, and motivate to do.
My
this.
gut tells me my gut tells me that that's a almost completely appropriate way to approach the person with which you've described. The only thing I would have changed is in the middle. I wouldn't have said, do the right thing. I would have been more playful about it. But I like the iron sharpens iron because that is like a bonding thing between the two of you guys working out and whatever the fuck. But I other than that, I do think it's way more, what you're saying is way more appropriate than, what would your students think?
Right.
Like that kind of thing.
Well, so
I
I mentally challenged myself to get to that point. He responded and he said, I'll let you know. He said, thanks for the heads up, or thanks for the reminder. I'll let you know when I need a gym etiquette coach.
Okay.
And I responded, cool. Also keep me posted if you need a manners coach. Rates are the same.
Oh, God. All right.
And then no more texting. The guy was waiting for me at the gym the next morning.
What do you mean by waiting for you?
So I knew
outside the front door.
I knew that there was
he in his car.
No. His car is very noticeable in the parking lot. So when I pull up, I know that he's there. And this is at 4 a.m. on a Saturday morning, so it's just he and me.
It's like a fucking showdown.
And so I do some deep breathing in the parking lot.
You'd be like, listen, man, I got to work out. Meet me at 7 o'clock at the monkey bars.
I walk into the gym. The minute I cross the threshold from across the gym, he yells at me.
Well,
and
if he was working out, he wasn't just waiting for it. What I pictured was he's like sitting in a rocking chair, like, howdy, partner.
Well, he was on the turf. So there's a turf area where you do body movement, stuff like that. He's down on the ground, crouched position, stretching out. And at this point...
Okay, never mind. That does sound like he's waiting for you.
At this point, it starts. My adrenaline goes, and there was a barrage of words, of verbiage. The gist of it being, in his family, in his jiu-jitsu family, the way that they figure things out is by jiu-jitsuing each other. And so he's stretching out, and he's like, this is how we do it in my family. And, it starts getting blurry. And I'm standing there. At some point he said, is there anything else you have to say? And I went, no. And then at the end of his verbal barrage, I said, just clean up your weights. I got shamed by him. He said, this is how we do it in my family. Now I know how you do it in your family.
So, time out.
So at no point did he say, I want to fight you.
True. What I want to talk about that one statement, though. So since you had already done all the mental reflection and chosen to take the high road of not shaming him,
yeah,
did it kind of make you feel good? Like, doesn't it make you feel better than him that he just fucking shamed you when you had gone through that thought process?
Oh, absolutely.
And you were a higher evolved person to not do that, and he did exactly what you had deemed yourself too low to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I could put myself in that scenario and be like, oh, look at this little bitch.
Yeah, I mean, so my comment at this point in your story, I imagine the story continues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets there's a few more very interesting twists.
He told you it was girthy.
Yeah. So
I know your threshold for
my
girth
observation
is lower than ours. But
at this point would be that I would never have gone down the road that you started.
Well, I think that's obvious.
Right at the outset. No, only because I don't want to have this kind of recurring thought process or experience days or months into my most tranquil time in the which is when you go to the gym.
Do what's right. Like, it's, if I'm gonna say clean up your weights to everybody else, why not him? Yeah. Why would I not? Why am I choosing not to say it to him?
So I'll wait for the end of the story, because obviously I'd like to go into that conversation with you, but at this point,
he's still talking. I turn and start my workout. Then weights, he's slamming weights, he's slamming machines, he's audibly grunting.
He's leaving shit everywhere. He's throwing the fucking shit off, like purposefully making a mess.
Very like tantrum, gorilla alpha male tantrum kind of thing. Do my workout. I meticulously pay attention to everybody's workout in there, because I'm curious what they're doing with their bodies and how they're working out. He definitely cut his workout short and left. My energy calmed down, my adrenaline. I actually had a really great workout that day. I mean, my adrenaline was fucking jolted.
Jacked you up. You fucking worked hard, and then you felt the release at the end.
Let's see. Sunday, Mondays, I go in later because those are my days off. Tuesday, Monday night, getting ready for bed, I'm like, shit, I got to go see this guy tomorrow. Tuesday, I'm back on schedule. But Tuesday through Friday, there are at least 3 other regulars in the gym. I felt safer that I'm going in with a crowd of people instead of just one-on-one. I went in at my normal time, did my workout, had thoughts racing. Nothing really happened. Then lit out to AI. And I ran a lot of different models through it. I had fun using it. I had fun dicing it up. Did I do the right thing? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? What should I do next? And a lot of legal stuff popped in, which was interesting. AI,
of course,
right off the bat was like, you need to notify the gym owners that this happened on their property.
Yeah, it's because all AI is a compounded algorithm of human thoughts. That's all it is. There's no fucking brain coming up with anything. It's somewhere along the line, some fucking nerd put, you should call the police. Some fucking nerd put, you should take a breath. And then it's just it's a huge algorithm. That's all AI
sure.
is. So, and I would always say, if somebody calls me and says this shit, I go, you got to call the police. You got to report it to the fucking gym. And I have to do that as a lawyer, because I'm not, if I don't say that and somebody kills you, theoretically, I've done legal malpractice by giving you wrong advice.
Right.
So you have to overdo it with the advice. If you're asked as a professional, I would assume it's the same way with AI.
Well, so I know.
But I do think it's fucking incredibly interesting, and I'm putting it in my psych folder I have here for my psych class.
What is interesting?
The sentence you just said, that you asked AI if what you were doing is right. So you are solving, or at least taking input on ethical and moral complicated questions from a fucking machine. I think it's fucking very interesting.
I use AI for fun. I feel it is a glorified version of social media. I think the idea behind it and how it communicates at this point is to keep you using it, just like Instagram keeps you using Instagram. And I'm very aware of this.
Fair.
And I know I throttle myself on Instagram. I go on there for workout advice. I go on there to support like different businesses. And then when it starts to feed me the clickbait shit, I'm like, all right, I'm very cognizant of this. And so at this point, I'm doing this in my spare time for fun and just kind of seeing how far I can use my example, because it gave me a lot of different ideas for prompts to see how far I could push the AI system and what it's going to feed back to me.
Yeah.
I'm not buying into it. I'm just pushing it to at least my threshold to see what's it going to tell me. And after I asked it a shit ton of questions, I did decide it is probably pretty smart because I know the gym owner, to at least notify the gym that this happened, because if I do get the shit kicked out of me, I can go back to the email and say, I sent this at this point, and this guy kicked the shit out of me at another point. Like, something needs to be done.
Yes.
So
that's also would theoretically open them up to
liability.
I could sue them. Yes.
Yeah. So sent the gym owner a text message, and I said, hey, something happened. I'm going to send you an official email just so that there's a record of it. And the email was nice. It quickly went through it. And I said, hey, if you have any other questions, I'm available. Zero response from the gym. And I assume if they respond, that makes them liable. I think that there might be a gray area. If they don't respond, they're not acknowledging my communications.
Nah, they'd have knowledge. Like when you send an email, that's one of the easiest things in the world. Not responding would be my guess, them being scared of a legal situation and making the choice of no response is better than any fucking response at all.
But
I don't think they're avoiding
But also you're
knowledge.
informing them. The reality is that you didn't seek their guidance.
You're just informing them.
You're informing them. So they've been informed.
Yeah.
But had you gone right at the outset and said, listen, this guy is messing up the gym. He's not putting back his equipment, which is what I would have done if I was that irritated. I mean, I typically don't get myself to that point at the gym, only with Nick. But
we've
the
heard
reality
about
is,
your gym experience. It's just women hitting on you the whole fucking time.
Yes, but the reality is that I would have
different, better experience than the rest of us.
I would have, but just Nick, on this point, I would have, if I started right at the outset, and I have only on one occasion have I looked to the gym management to help me out in a tough situation, right? And they came around and they sorted the issue out, right? So I was on a treadmill, right? And I wanted to get on a bicycle, and there were not many bicycles. So I asked my personal instructor to secure that bicycle for me while I was cleaning up my treadmill, right? And when I got to the bike, another member had gotten onto the bike and basically just kind of shoved aside the personal instructor and said, you can't do this, right? And so I then started to engage with the member, and I said, is this how you are with other members? Do you think this is the way to behave as a member? He's an instructor. He's keeping a thing for me.
It sounds abnormally ballsy for you.
So I was being
I think it
super
sounds
polite.
Very PR.
And then I called the manager. The personal instructor was like, hey, listen, this guy just shoved me aside and took the bike. So I went down, asked to speak to the manager. The manager then came up. I explained to him what had happened. The manager felt that I was in the right, and the personal instructors have a right to hold a machine, not for like minutes, right? But anyways, the manager then said to the guy who was now on the bicycle for like 5 minutes cycling, said to him, you need to get off the machine. Obviously, the guy was a huff and a puff, but I was now an observer. I was not engaging in that altercation, right? And so I thought it was great that the manager stepped in and sorted out the issue. That's their job. Cleaning up the gym, the plates and the weights and all and all of those things is what the team there is supposed to do. There are times though that people don't clean it up, and I am so irritated, visibly irritated, because I feel that they should at least take it away. I do it myself whilst they're watching, so they can see that I'm irritated. But I'm not going to go to them though.
So this dovetails nicely into the end of this story. So the next couple of weeks, the first week that I came in, the first day that I came in, I'm fairly certain Taekwondo Doug noticed me coming in and flipped some benches, made an extra mess, because when I go in the morning, it's an unattended gym.
Right.
There isn't. It's not normally
so
staffed.
Staff. Okay, it's too early.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no staff at the gym.
Every single day when I go in, I pick up the entire gym. Every single weight that's out of place, I put back. I move the benches to specific places. It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes every fucking day. I do it. It makes me happy. It makes me happy to work out in a clean
nice thing
place.
to do. Yeah.
But so as I'm coming in, weights and things are messed up, and then slowly, probably over a 2-week period, everything goes back to normal. And the very specific weight set that started this whole deal has not had weights on it in like a week.
There you go. So maybe he reflected.
So yeah, hopefully, I think there's a lot going on there.
Life's too short for that fucking bullshit. Like, here's the number one. The problem I have with what you guys are saying is I have dealt with somebody where I tried to navigate in my past a not great situation, but tried to navigate it between me and another man the best that I possibly could. He ended up fucking literally stalking me, where I had to get a full restraining order. He fucking died, luckily, of a car accident.
Jesus.
If not, he'd be fucking walking outside this goddamn house right now, outside the barbershop right now, waiting for me to come out. This person was a true fucking maniac, and there are some people that can navigate normal life but have something fucking wrong with them. And my first thought is, I'm never talking to this fucking Taekwondo Doug about that type of shit, because I may be creating something where now I have to fucking worry about this fucking dork stalking me all the goddamn time.
So here's my question to you, Trevor.
Wait, let me wrap up. Let me get this in real quick. So, knowing that I go in and clean up the gym every morning, if I find misplaced objects, I have started my own makeshift lost and found. There is shit everywhere.
The management at this gym, I bet you they're just like, what the fuck is going on? There's a lost and found we didn't make. We don't even have to hire the cleaning crew anymore.
So,
this guy's coming in and mopping the fucking floors and shit.
So there's cubby holes. They're not lockers. There's no locker room. There's only 2 bathrooms. There's cubby holes, open cubby holes. If nobody is in there and I find a water bottle in a corner, I go put it in the bottom right cubby hole. And over 3 months, the cubby hole is completely jam-packed with people's shit. So this last week, I'm sitting in my office at the barbershop, and
I thought you were going to say sit in your office at the gym.
I'm sitting in my office.
He's like, I usurped this corner.
Yes.
It's my makeshift office.
Squatters' rights.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my office at the barbershop. I get a phone call. It's somebody from the gym, and they go, "Hey, Mr. Brown, somebody has lost a water bottle."
So you are Mr. Lost
and we have reviewed the security footage, and it looks like you're holding their water bottle, and we want to know if you have their water bottle. And I laughed, and I said no. And they said it's a black Bubba, maybe a Bubba brand water bottle or something like that. And I go, no, I have a black Yeti. And they continued with, we reviewed the security footage, so on and so forth. And I go, for the last couple of months, if I find anything around the gym, I have created a lost and found. Please go check the lost and found. And the lady was like, all right, well, but as far as the security footage, it looks like you have it. If you so happen to find it in your gym bag, let us know. And I said, look, it's probably in the cubby hole. Give me a call back when you find it. 30 seconds later, they called back. They're like, we found the bottle in the cubby hole.
Well, at least they called you back.
Well, but so they review security footage for a lost water bottle, but I get zero response for some guy wanting to kick my ass on the mat.
I mean, yeah, because they don't want to be involved in some real shit.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to be fucking...
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you something. What else they do? They delete their fucking security, when they see that shit, they hear your report, they go in and immediately delete that surveillance.
Well, I kind of skipped over that. In my email, I said, please preserve.
Preservation email. Look at you.
I said, please preserve the footage from this date and this time. So whether they delete it or not, I've notified them.
Well, you should ask me, because there's what that's called in the state of Florida is spoliation. And what spoliation is you write them and you go, I'm asking you to preserve this footage. If you do not preserve this footage under the law, I'm going to be allowed what's called a positive inference of negligence, so that I can infer that you were negligent because you deleted it. And then that way they'll still delete it, but you can get their source code and you can determine if they deleted it after you told them not to. You get to go in front of a jury and go, the camera footage is worse than you can even imagine.
Yeah.
So just they deleted it because they knew how bad the camera footage was.
Yeah.
So that just
so
I went in the last couple days after the phone call. My contribution lost and found is still preserved. It's actually been organized. So like all the shit that I put in there but it's nice and neat. And you know, like I kind of, the reason I bring that up is I was thinking about it going into it the day after the phone call. If the lost and found wasn't there anymore, that meant some sort of inference from management that what I've done is not acceptable and they don't want me fucking around with shit in the gym anymore.
I think they tell you.
Yeah.
And then
I think the 30-second later phone call where they didn't say, listen, we appreciate you doing it now. Please stop touching people's shit. Them saying, oh, we found it. No problems here. To me, that's them going, not only that, who the fuck's going to call you and tell you to stop cleaning the gym? Like,
no, I mean, that's very, very poor management.
So
if I had a guy of Trevor doing this kind of shit, I would have said to him, I would have phoned him and said to him, you touch something else that doesn't belong to you, you're out of the gym.
Yeah,
you should lose your membership.
So I wouldn't go
from the length
way.
of the story that because it hasn't just gone with this guy now, it's picking up stuff, right? You're creating liability. You're picking up weights that don't belong to you. It's opening up a whole range of things. He's cleaning up the gym.
I disagree with that because I feel like me cleaning up the gym makes it a safer place. If you have shit laying around everywhere that somebody can trip on, weights, water bottles.
Yeah, I know, but that makes it
dangerous.
It's not your. I know it's not your responsibility. So my thing would be that I think it reaffirms why I never and I won't. I mean, so the last few weeks there've been a few things that have kind of ticked me off just a little bit in the gym, in the sauna, for example. One guy yesterday was actually watching a video.
You started a point. I want to know where you were going. I'm
saying
four
people,
steps away from your point.
No, I'm saying that the way people tick you off is I'm just about to say something. So yesterday, I go into the sauna. I mean, there are things, people leave water bottles. I pick it up. When if I in the sauna, I take it away, right?
5.
I don't say anything. However, the guy was watching a video on a speakerphone. And then I said to myself, okay, give it 1 minute before I have to say something. He left within the 1 minute, right? So I have never, as a rule, I don't say anything to anyone. Why don't I say anything to anyone? Trevor's comments and the last 3, this has been 3 months, right? This has been months.
God, dude,
I would never say anything.
I don't even remember the original point.
The actual incident was maybe 3 weeks ago, and then the water bottle thing was this last week. Yeah. So, but I thought about it. Took me months to figure out if and how I was going to approach this guy.
Yeah.
Is the 3 month deal.
So that's my thing, is that the reason why, because my time in the gym is my time. It's my 1 hour, and I don't want to expend any energy after I leave. I'm there for an hour, and I want to be completely relaxed when I leave, right? It appears that you spent a lot of time after that.
I spent 3 months being pissed that weights were out.
Yeah.
And so now I put up, I had one climactic moment of potential altercation, and now everything's back to normal and the weights are cleaned up. So I took an uncomfortable 2 weeks to theoretically get what I wanted, and now I'm even more comfortable because I don't.
So
have
what
to go
happens when you
ways.
have Taekwondo Doug 2, right? The next guy, say in a month's time, you have another guy.
At this point,
would you repeat?
At this point, I am in there. Like if anybody else, everybody else in there is groovy right now.
Right.
If
but
if anybody new shows up, that absolutely I have the upper hand because I've been there for 6 years.
No,
5
but
years.
let's say there's another Taekwondo Doug, same guy, same alpha,
Taekwondo Daryl.
and he's now, doing the stuff, right? You notice him repeatedly doing it. After your
Taekwondo
experience,
Todd.
will you go in and say, "Hey, listen, here's my text message, whatever you sent him in the kind of temperament you did"? Would you repeat, or would you just say, "You know what? Fuck it. I've been there. I'm not going down that road again"?
No, I have a standard of telling, like, if somebody leaves their shit out, it's the right thing to clean it up. I actually, now that I think about it, there's icing on the cake. One of the very first times that I saw you at the gym, Nick, I jumped on the elliptical machine next to you. It was really early in the morning. We had a conversation, and Taekwondo Doug actually came up and introduced. That's when I got the number.
I was going to say, so
Taekwondo Doug came up and introduced himself and injected himself into our conversation. And I got off the elliptical to specifically show him an Instagram post that I made. And it's a picture of me. It's a selfie with a disappointed look on my face. And the caption, the text on the picture said, if you don't wipe down your machines or clean up your weights, I imagine what else you don't wipe or clean. And I showed it to him the very first day that I ever met him fucking 5 years ago.
Well, when you were saying this, I remember, so I used to be a member at that gym, and I worked out super early in the morning back then. I remember the car more than the guy, but I think I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm surprised that, like, this has been
I thought you were about to tell me that I fucking left something. I was like, I don't work out with enough weights. I just use the bar, so I don't have to put anything away. I'm good.
This crusade has been in my mind for a very long time, and I'm just going to prove my point. The very first time that I ever met this guy, I showed him a picture of something that was saying clean up your weights, and he jumped on board, and he was like, yeah, I know, man. I come in here early. Some guy scurries out of here and leaves the place a total fucking mess.
He's like, he wears glasses and he has great hair. What a fucking weirdo.
I'm blown away by this experience. But I will say, and to wrap it up, it took a lot of brain power, mental anguish, brain power to go through all the steps. And I feel better at the end of this. I feel more...
That's good.
Like I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself.
I think it was a good resolution for the scenario. I mean, as good as it can be. I think everything seems to have kind of worked out. Hopefully he's not slowly and meticulously calculating how he's going to murder, dismember, and dispose of your body.
Right.
But assuming he's not doing that, I think it ended up pretty well.
Or your friends.
Yes.
Whatever. So I think it's time for Nuggets.
It is time for Mother Licking
It
Funkler
is.
Nuggets.
I can do one immediately.
Let's go.
That is right on par. I was in Chicago for the last couple of days. I saw Oasis at their first American show in 17 years, their fourth show in fucking 30 years,
Yes.
or 15 years or however long. It was amazing. It's not local, but I mean, dude, it was a Soldier Field. It was totally rad. How it gets into this, we stayed at the St. Regis on Northern Loop, and the gym spa area there is unfucking believable. I'm gonna miss it for the rest of my life. So you go down, it has private This is just the regular gym. Go down, private locker room. It's beautifully spotless clean. Lockers, sauna, steam room, showers that go to the indoor pool that would have PR you would have died.
Pool. Good.
So have you been there?
No, but the St. Regis is at the level, or even maybe a little higher than the Four Seasons. It's probably one of the best.
The reason I picked it is St. Regis in Atlanta is the nicest hotel I've ever stayed at. This one was right on par. So the pool is indoor. It's a lap pool. It's huge. And both sides are just glass with city on both. It's unbelievable.
So it's probably on the 50th floor or something.
No, it wasn't that high. So the hotel, St. Regis, is 3 levels. And the third level is the 80-story building. Then there's like a 60-story building. Then there's like a 40-story building. The 40 is the hotel. The middle one is like residences, and the one in the far right that goes all the way up is businesses. So, the hotel's you're not super high, but it's still absolutely gorgeous.
And the pool's right on the top floor?
It's an indoor pool.
Yeah, but the glass pool is up on the
It's
on
on
the
the 11th floor of the hotel, just right by the gym, though. So and the gym was enormous, like almost the size of the entire YMCA that's here. And everything is completely spotless. The people who are working out there, the clientele, all silent. I didn't hear anything. It was no fucking kids
grunting
anywhere. Now, yesterday, when we were did checkout to wait for, I noticed a shitload of kids checking in everywhere. Right. But the whole time we were there, it was quiet, unbelievable. Highly recommend the St. Regis. Anybody goes to Chicago.
Absolutely.
And of course, the Oasis concert was rad. As far as other, I don't really have much else because I
got quite a number.
Well,
it up.
I
want to run through
all
it. Right?
You, baby. Go ahead.
Yeah. So number one is Imperial on Park. They've now opened for lunch. They used to only open for dinner. They were opening at 5:00. As of last week, they've started opening for lunch, which is great. We had a meeting on Tuesday. Their lunch menu and dinner menu is exactly the same. I always do their ceviche, which I with a half an avo. It is absolutely fantastic. Really is a great lunch option. But if you're now looking for lunch on Park Avenue, Imperial. Then the Wizard and I, we went to the McLaren dealership. It's new in Winter Park. It's McLaren Orlando. And let me tell you, if you're looking for some iconic cars, they have the Ayrton Senna.
If you're in the market for a $220,000 car that
no, it's 2.6 million. The Ayrton Senna
McLarens
is
are in the millions.
In the millions.
It's a hypercar.
Yeah.
Okay, so
street legal.
So it's the
normal
fastest,
McLarens at the dealership though are in the hundreds to 200,000.
Right? In the 200 plus range. Yeah.
Okay, normal McLarens.
The second hand. Yeah, the used cars in the 200
250
range.
used. Once we saw used.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Is a $250,000 used car.
Yeah. So it's quite the experience. One is it's quite an opportunity to see the Ayrton Senna car. It's the fastest road legal car in the world. It's quite an opportunity. 2.6 million if you want to buy it. They also have the Lando Norris F1 winning car from last year. It's great that we go to the McLaren right now because McLaren is on an all-time high in F1. They're winning it, hands down. So that was quite, and interestingly, the guy that was one of the salesmen, one of the managers, he sold me a car. He was working for Land Rover in 2020. Sold me a Range Rover, and Matt Yates is now one of the sales managers there. So he gave us the tour, which was fantastic. And the hope is, he's agreed that we can host a live podcast.
Yeah.
Amongst all those McLarens.
Everybody come out, and check it. You don't know. Maybe you'll leave with a new car.
Yes.
Come on out.
But here's one of the most interesting things, right? They have a McLaren simulator. So you actually sit in a real McLaren, right? And you can drive it like you're driving the car at the highest speed.
Is that what they do instead of if you go there, they won't let me test drive?
No,
you get in the simulator.
No. This you can test drive a car if you're going to buy it, but this is to give you an opportunity to play to just mess around with it. And so the Wizard and I are going to make sure we can do it.
For people who could never afford McLaren, that's for them. That's for us.
But it's quite the experience. If you like those types of cars, it's such an amazing opportunity to have one McLaren dealership in Winter Park. From there, we went to an interesting place, man. We went to the Good Paw. Have you guys been to the Good Paw? The one right next to the Wild Fork?
Okay.
Yes, I go there right after I hit the gym.
the Good Pour?
Yeah.
Why do you go there?
No, I'm
He's
fucking
being
around.
fucking
okay.
with you.
Okay,
So
I'm
it's
just,
not like a bar; it's a buy liquor.
It's a
Yeah.
buy liquor.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a
Like an
Total Wine
ABC.
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
With they have Simply Cheeses in there.
yeah,
right?
it's like a little nicer, I think.
yeah, they don't have Simply Cheese at this one though. But here's the thing about it, right? I think the wizard and I have agreed that I will only be buying my wine from there now, and he'll only be buying his bourbon from
They
there.
have a really good bourbon selection.
What do you mean by
Very
that?
solid. So they have the.
Do they have Blanton's Eagle Rare?
Nope.
All right.
So you're asking.
They
the wrong
have High
person.
West. They have almost the entire line of High West.
They have Prisoner Share?
Campfire.
High West makes a bourbon that they age in the Prisoner red blend barrels. It's the best fucking bourbon I've ever had.
Yeah. So
Elijah Craig was the brand I was thinking. Elijah Craig, the
Elijah
barrel
Craig.
proof, which is sort
Yeah.
of fine.
so
But
what
I'm sure
I
they get Blanton's every once in a while because they have a lot of Buffalo Trace and they're the same
I
distillery.
mean, I'm joking.
so,
I have enough
yeah.
bourbon. I'm fucking good for like 2 years. If I see it out, I'll pick it up. But I got like 4 bottles of Eagle Rare in my house, 4 bottles of Blanton's. Am I really gonna drink all that fucking bourbon? No.
So what I liked is that they have a tasting section though of then they really are very liberal with really getting you to taste all the good stuff, right?
That's
Yeah, you
good.
can taste the
Um,
bourbons.
So they have, and then they also have some wine as well that you can taste. I like their wine range though. They have a really good wine range, a good champagne range. Their prices are really in the ballpark, so it's not outrageous priced. And they,
Well, then I want to go there with you. Like you know that I like Prisoner now, and
Yeah.
you know the taste profile of Prisoner. You know the taste and profile of wines way better than I do. So I'll be on the lookout for recommendations from you from the Good Pour for red wines that I can drink.
Yeah, and we're hoping that they're gonna open their rooftop bar, and when they do, they've offered to host a podcast. It'll be
Ooh.
quite a rad
There you go.
rooftop experience. So that's a good pour. Then some sushi
Rolls. Hand rolls.
sushi
Where?
rolls at Mosonori.
Yes.
Mosonori.
Dude, Mosonori was my favorite. So I really like Sushi Saint, but Mosonori I fucking really liked until I just recently went to Sushi Saint for lunch, and that was like fucking.
So here's the thing: they have good hand rolls. I would say Sushi Saint's hand rolls are definitely better.
I agree.
Right, but the one thing that they have, which I've never tasted in which was that outrageously amazing, was their salmon sashimi. Oh my goodness me!
Really?
They have salmon sashimi. I don't know how they do it, man. It is just
That's how you order it on the menu. It's called
salmon sashimi. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
sashimi.
it's yuzu oil with a light. I think it was a shoyu sauce or like.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is just something else.
Did you do that last time we were there? Uh-huh.
So I would say that if I would go there just for their salmon sashimi, it's that good. They have some really good Japanese beers as well. So it's a nice spot to go to.
We also tried the katsu, right? Yeah, the katsu,
really?
the aged smoky. You didn't
Oh
like that
yeah,
one?
that was unusual. If you like something a little bit out of the ordinary, it's a smoked. They did a lightly smoked tuna, which was also really good. It is a really good sushi bar to go to. It's one of the better
love
sushi
it.
bars.
I'm glad you had a good experience. I love that fucking
Yeah.
place. I recommend it to anybody.
Really good. And then the final thing I did was, and I don't think we've mentioned it, or maybe not enough. As a coffee shop in Winter Park, the Glass Knife is really outstanding. So I needed a gift for a friend whose business was celebrating their 5th anniversary. So I phoned up our friend Deborah Mendonca from the Glass Knife.
Choose my class chair.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
For
So I called her
leadership.
up on Friday morning and said, "Hey, can you get me a cake for 5th anniversary?" And she said, "Yeah, we'll be ready in 45 minutes." And it's a couple of minutes away from my office. I get in there and I think, this is a really cool place as a coffee shop, right? So I had a coffee and a croissant,
Nice. Thank you.
and
You haven't been
they-
around.
they're
I'm trying to fucking get this pretentious shit out of his mouth, like where he
Croissant.
croissant. I'm like,
Yeah, there you
dude,
go.
come on, man. You've been in America long enough. Like the accent is exotic and it's cool, but when you say certain things like when you call a fucking flight attendant a hostess or you say croissant, like people are like, come on, dude. Like,
yeah,
you're doing it on
I thought you were going to
purpose,
throw
is
up
what it
there,
feels like.
but no. So their coffee and croissant is really fantastic. It's a wonderful experience. But I have to say that Deborah she gave me the cake and then she threw in some macaroons and a gold candle and a card, and I thought that was fantastic. So I'm definitely going to be a more regular at the Glass Knife.
Yeah.
It's an outstanding
Allow
spot.
me to, so, because, we're not just going to suck dicks around here. The Glass Knife is not a coffee shop. Like, if you want a good cup of coffee, if you want a cup of coffee,
it's an experience. It's a high-end, very high-end experience
compared to like some of the places we offer in Orlando. Now, what I can say is it is the fucking go-to place for what you were talking about. You got a birthday party or some shit where you want to like you don't want to just go get a Publix cake that says happy birthday. You want a fucking beautiful, delicious cake. Glass Knife, you walk in, they have them ready. You could go that one, and they are beautiful, delicious. I pick them up anytime there's some sort of event for trivia. I'll pick up a bunch of like mini cakes or cookies. Everybody loves them. Their bakery goods are out of this fucking world. The coffee, dude, come on, like this.
No, I liked it because I like the ambiance. I think it's
agreed, and it's a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'd get the chicken salad sandwich, not on croissant.
Yeah, I was gonna do the chicken salad on a croissant, and I just thought, that'll be taking it to another level. So I just did a plain butter croissant, but it was good.
All right,
it was good.
I got a little nuggie.
Oh, nuggie me!
I stayed up way past my 6:30 bedtime and took Amanda on a concert date. We went and saw Erykah Badu and The Alchemist,
dude,
at House of Blues.
How was that?
It was pretty great. So
Rolling Stone a year ago said that miseducation of Lauryn. Oh, I'm thinking of Lauryn.
Lauryn Hill, yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, so Erykah Badu did an album with The Alchemist. They kind of performed it in order. There was some ad-libbing and some other mixed in stuff, but good presentation. The only issue that I had was when I walked in, place was fucking packed. Walked in, stood at my normal place where we stood for Billy Idol.
Yep.
Which is the go-to. It's right behind back of house sound,
and you get great sound, good view, bars right behind you.
Yeah,
perfect spot.
Some guy tried to alpha mail me. Amanda and I went and stood in an open spot. Guy tapped me on the back twice. I ignored the first time. Second time I turned around, he goes, "Are you really going to stand right there in front of me?" And I went, "You bet your ass."
Yeah.
And we stood there.
You go find somebody else you could tap on their shoulder and fucking leave. I've had people tap me and go, "Are you guys really standing there?" I go, "Yeah, dude. Where the fuck else am I supposed to stand? This is a perfectly fine spot."
At some point I said, "This is a packed house. Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
The concert was great. A lot of weed smoking. Good set design. Not really worth going into explain, and I do feel I don't know if I'm getting older and therefore the artists that I'm seeing are getting older, but the timing is working out better.
Oh yeah,
where they're starting more on time,
why.
And the run time of the show is pretty precise. And really, honestly, about the time that I'm like, I'm fucking tired of standing, the show ends, and I'm like, this is great. Let's get out of here.
It's them getting older, but also they know their demographic. Like when fucking Guns N' Roses were playing in the 80s, they wouldn't show up for 3 hours late. They know everybody would be so on drugs. Nobody would give a shit about anything. They're partying until 3 a.m. anyway. Now, everybody who's going to go see Erykah Badu grew up listening to Erykah Badu and is like, yeah, man, be done at 10:45.
Yeah.
I'm fucking ready to go home.
Let's see.
Oasis was tight to the minute.
It was a no cell phone show, which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a pain in the dick to go through the process of locking it up, but you didn't have a bunch of chumps in front of you holding their cell phones up and not being in the moment. And so it was really enjoyable.
Dude, at Oasis, the people in front of us were recording it, and so you presumably really want to go see this band. It's a band that I used to watch in the 90s. I had no money back then, could never have seen them. They've been fucking broken up. We're there, and the people in front of us were recording it, and then while Liam's singing, while they're actually actively fucking doing their presentation, the guy's listening to the fucking shit listening to the shit he already recorded and watching. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. That's like my sauna experience, man. Like, that is just outrageous.
What is wrong with people?
Now you half are, so now instead of focusing on your concert, you also half irritated with this guy. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't irritated. I was just laughing. It wasn't any skin off my balls, but it was still just like, oh my God. What a sad and pathetic fucking human being we're talking about.
That I'd have to agree with Nick.
I had my phone. I did not even bring them. Well, my phone didn't even work in Chicago. Verizon had a huge breakdown. My phone was kind of off anyway. Didn't even bring it out. I'm sitting there. It was fucking ephemera. And I think I remember it better than I'll remember any concert because I'm out.
Knowing that the Badu show was phoneless or that you're going to have to lock it up. Amanda took her phone because the tickets were on it. I left my phone in the car, and going in, it reminded me of when I was a kid, and I was like, we need to find a place that we're going to meet up if we get separated.
You're like, holy shit, we have to have a backup plan and a backup plan.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to Nick and PR, and always a special thanks to Ed, the wizard and super producer. Please hit like and subscribe, leave comments and questions and requests. Connect with us on social media for adventures throughout the week. T-Bone out.
Ooh, see you in the promised land.